Breakups are often the symptom of problems in a relationship. My workbook series, The Knowledge, is focused on helping you change your life in 4 key areas: retaining the information that I teach, personal growth, improving your relationships, and of course, re-attracting your ex. Available now at AskCraig.net. Hi there, I'm Coach Craig Kenneth, and in this video I'm going to be talking to you about my biggest mistake with no contact. Well, for all of you guys that are going through no contact out there, I know how difficult it is because I've lived it. I've done the things that I ask you to do, and so everything that I share with you guys comes from a place of experience and wisdom and living it and seeing it day in and day out with people all around the world. I know how hard it is to be in a situation where the only thing you want is just to hear from that person, that you can fix things, that you have another chance to turn it around. And I know how confusing it can be, because when you're going through it, you're just so overwhelmed by so many painful feelings where you're scared, you feel guilty, you're ashamed sometimes of what you've done. And you take a good hard look at yourself and you're like, I cannot believe I did this to this person that I really love, or how I mistreated them, or I ignored them, or I really wasn't there for them. So today I have a really good but tough and sad story from somebody that wanted to share an email who was going through no contact and wanted to talk about what they felt was their biggest mistake. So I'm going to go ahead and get right into this one. He said, "Hi Craig, I know you love to share success stories, and I'm hoping to be one, but to be honest, it's not looking too good right now. I'm fighting back tears as I write this to you. I just got back from an evening with my ex where it feels as bad as your Applebee's story. I now know why you share your painful stories with us. You truly open up and share your stories with the world to help others. But I didn't appreciate that. In fact, I used to complain when you would read email coachings. But it's those real-life experiences that help us to see the mistakes we are going to make. And that's what I'm trying to do here." Yep, one of the things that when you see the emails and you see what's happening in the stories, you can learn from what not to do, and that's why I always share those stories, right? "My girlfriend and I dated for 3 years. We had been living together for a little over a year. During that time, we had become a little distant due to our work schedules and her taking evening courses. She broke up with me in early February after we got into a huge argument where she said, 'I'm done.' I hear that a lot from women. When they are mad and they're so fed up, they're like, 'I am done. I'm so done.' And at that time, you better believe they are. At first, I thought she was stupid and crazy for leaving me. I thought I was the best boyfriend in the world. I have to be honest, it was only after watching your channel that my eyes were opened to how poorly I was treating her. During the time that I did have with her," meaning because they were, I guess, on different schedules there. "Honestly, I can totally understand why she left me and why I'll be lucky if she gives me another chance. I know how bad everyone out there is hurting, and hopefully this can help stop them from making the biggest mistake during their breakup. Like everyone, I kind of was watching all the other so-called experts out there, yet now that I'm facing the truth of where my breakup is, I know that never really gave me information to truly making the changes they're always going on about. You do. During our coaching in June, you really did give me a lot of great pointers, but what I didn't realize is how huge the details are. They are absolutely critical, guys. That is so difficult for you to understand and process because you're so overwhelmed. But the details make the big difference between the people that are successful and those that aren't. Please, 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 people, when Margaret or Craig gives you a strategy, stick to it. Not 80%, 100%. I didn't. I cannot tell you how many times I hear that from you guys where we'll do a Skype and then you come back to me a few weeks later or a month later or whatever and you did the exact opposite of what I tell you. I hear it all the time and I'm just like, guys, please, it doesn't work. The information that I teach doesn't work if you don't actually do it. That's like not listening to the videos at all, right? If you don't stick to the plan. My biggest mistake was focusing on the wrong things and not focusing on the details. I'm going to say this again, please. This is what he's talking about with his biggest mistake with no contact. Focusing on the wrong things and not on the details. He says, I was so consumed by how I felt, I couldn't think of anything else. Instead of spending most of my time focusing on personal growth, I spent my time overwhelmed by how I feel. But that doesn't get results. No, it doesn't. I know, guys. You have to kind of push your feelings to the side and really focus on the growth if you're going to make the changes. I was convincing myself that the breakup would never turn around. I spent more time focusing on the wrong videos. I didn't buy the workbook until after I heard from her. So I guess he heard from her recently and then that's when he decided, uh-oh, now I really better work. And that's a lot of what you guys do when you're feeling hopeless, you don't want to do it, you don't want to really sit down and do the work. It's a mistake to do things like that. Don't play catch-up. Prepare yourself. So here's what I did. Aside from the grand gesture, the handwritten letter, and trying to repeatedly force myself into her life, I reached out for her birthday. She said, please, Brian, I asked you for time. I replied, I don't know why you're doing this. She replied back, that's the problem. Ooh, that's rough. He said, because I guess he reached out for the birthday. I told him not to, and when he says, I don't know why you're doing this, she says, that's the problem. What a huge wake-up call that would be, right? That would really, really sting. I knew it was wrong. I knew Craig had personally said that in my situation that was going to backfire, but I thought my chances were better than other people's, and I could afford to risk it. I honestly have no idea why I thought that. Well, it's because when you guys are in a situation, you don't understand and you can't assess it objectively. You're in it. You're emotionally tied. You're emotionally invested. And quite frankly, you guys don't know breakups. You don't know what happens. I see these things play out all the time. I know how these things go. You know, that's why I spent so much time looking at every minute detail like he's talking about. Because I did it myself when I was in your shoes. I did all of the obsessing and the focusing on every tiny thing that would give me a chance or improve my situation, even the slightest way. Okay, he goes on to say, we really have to pay close attention to the small details that Craig talks about in the videos and the workbooks. I'm sitting here wishing I had done everything different. Instead of focusing on videos everyone watches, I should have been watching the videos like Love is a Verb. That was a good video I did with Margaret. Attachment is critical for understanding love. That was another recent video that was a really good one too. So I just got home from my dinner with my ex, who had actually contacted me with the indirect direct approach a little bit more than a week ago. She had asked if I had some credit card information that she didn't really need from me. So I invited her out. She reluctantly said yes. You can imagine how shocked I was. I hadn't seen her in almost 4 months. And I literally did every single thing Craig told me not to do. This frustrates me as a coach because I really want to see you guys be successful. And when you do the exact opposite that I tell you to do, I don't know what to do. You're putting me in a situation where I'm powerless to help you if you don't stick to the plan. You know, sometimes you guys have to learn the hard way. It happens. And that's what I'm trying to share this video for, is so you guys don't learn the hard way. He says, like I said, I literally did everything Craig told me not to do. Every single thing. What hurts the most is knowing I had all the information but screwed up. It's in the details. Now that I'm doing the workbooks and I'm writing it down, I see exactly why Craig has us writing these answers out. I kept pushing her over and over again, focusing on things that didn't even matter. It was like an interrogation. Yeah, his anxiety got the best of him. He had just lost it by that point. He was in the moment and it was just like a snowball going downhill. More like an avalanche, huh? I asked her if she was dating anyone. She said she didn't want to talk about it. I kept forcing the issue. When she said she would, I lost it. I blamed her. I made her feel terrible. I pretty much implied she was a slut, without actually saying it. It's how I made her feel, though. By the end of the dinner, she was practically running to her car. She said, "What is wrong with you?" Ooh. "This is not why I agreed to see you." Oh gosh, she felt badgered. She really felt attacked here. I said, "Can we talk?" She said, "I need more time." I stood there thinking, what the F just happened? I'm the next Applebee's story. No more excuses. I'm going to do every single thing Craig told me to do. I am here alone with my workbooks, working and crying, and signing up for a coaching with Margaret is next. I had told him to do that after our Skype call. Some of you guys are in situations where I can see the bigger picture, and I know that Margaret's going to be able to help you, like based on your story and your history, your family life, what you've been through. I know. And so if I say I suggest you talk with Margaret, I really suggest you talk with Margaret, because she is amazing. And she will make you feel so much better, and she'll give you so much insight that you never even thought of before. She really is incredible. Okay. Much love to everyone out there who is hurting. I'm hurting so bad right now that it's hard to even write this. But I have to. Stay focused on who you want to become. Brian. Okay, so that one was rough. And you can imagine what he's feeling now. Tremendous amount of guilt. And he is just going to beat himself up because he had all the techniques and strategies for his situation. We had talked about everything. We had a plan in place, and he didn't stick with it. Sometimes that happens if you guys really don't get emotionally disciplined. And there's only so much I can do on my end. You have to stay strong. You have to work through it, and you have to focus on what's most important for you. And I tell you this all the time, guys. I would much rather you do a Skype with me as soon as you get to the channel and let me come up with a plan with you. Then you watch the videos based on my assessment of everything. Then you to assess on your own and then come to me 4 or 5 months later. Now, I know not everybody can afford to right away, but if you have the means to do it up front, you'll feel so much better with a plan in place, okay? And, even though he had his plan in place, he kind of lost sight of that, and he was focused on all the wrong things. And that's what he feels like his biggest mistake was, not focusing on the right things to get him emotionally stable and to realize that he has to stick to the details of the plan. He's got this plan, but then he's literally doing the exact opposite of everything we had talked about. And unfortunately, it backfired on him, and now, she's really upset. She probably feels really attacked and badgered. She had finally decided to let her guard down, and now she's going to need a lot more time. Based on what she said here, it seems like she still does care, but she's probably at a loss right now. She's probably just kind of shocked. She's probably shell-shocked, thinking, this is not what I expected to happen, and now she is even more hurt and confused than before, and so is he. So guys, whether you ever do a coaching with me or not, do your best to kind of stick to a plan in place. Otherwise, you're going to be all over the place. You're going to have a meltdown. You're going to let your anxiety take over, and it's just going to blow up in your face, and I don't want to see that happen for any of you guys. So hopefully you'll find this helpful, and what he went through will become ultimately a way to share and to help you guys, so you don't make another Applebee's story like me and him. I don't know. If you want to get my help personally, just go to my website, askcraig.net, sign up for the coaching option that works best for you. I do email coaching, I do Skype coaching, and if you got to get with me right away, I do offer emergency Skype coaching. Margaret is also available for Skype coaching. She's outstanding with over 35 years of experience. That's it for this video. I'm Coach Craig Kenneth, and I will talk with you soon. I'm Craig Kenneth, a relationship coach and a psychotherapist. Every relationship is different, and every breakup is different. Work with me, and you'll get professional help on your situation. Just click on the link in the description below, or go to my website, askcraig.net.